Hello, it's time for March monthly beauty favorites and fails. I have a lot of great products to share with you that I really loved this month and quite a few products that didn't work out for me at all. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. I have a lot to share with you. So let's go ahead and get into the products that I loved and didn't love in March. Eyeshadow sticks are go-to products for me. I love a good, quick, easy, one and done eyeshadow stick that I can throw on, blend out, that remains flattering and budge proof. They're harder to come by than you think. They're not all created equally. So Hourglass has, I feel like, quietly released their new Voyeur eyeshadow sticks. I say quietly because they're currently available on the Hourglass website, not at major retailers, at least not while I'm filming this. But I mean, it's just as easy to order from the Hourglass website as it is anywhere else. So the shade that I have already swatched is Equinox, which is described as a warm taupe. And the other shade that I picked up is Prism. It's described as a cool rose gold. And you can see how effortless that was to just glide onto the back of my hand. What's different about these eyeshadow sticks is that they're flat and slanted, which is actually pretty ideal for swiping on your lids easily because you have a lot more surface area. They swipe on easily. They give you time to blend them out with either a brush or a finger. When they dry down, they look the same as when you first blended them out. They don't dry down to where they look crinkly or shrink up and make your eyelids look all dry and shrivelly, especially if you have mature eyelids. That can be a concern. I've worn these with and without eyeshadow primer and they have lasted and stayed crease free all day long. That's not always the case with eyeshadow sticks. Sometimes you do need a primer underneath for them to remain crease free. These are true one and done eyeshadows. I find extremely flattering. I have worn the shade Equinox in a few videos and have been asked what I've had on my lids each time. That's the warm taupe shade. So for me in particular, I have found this shade to be incredibly flattering and I'm really glad I picked these up. So if you're looking for a one and done eyeshadow stick that's effortless, easy, I wasn't expecting to like these as much as I do, but I've really been loving them. This is a new primer release that I've been loving. I've been wearing it so much since I got it, almost exclusively, except when I've been testing foundations and need to mix things up. It works beautifully on its own or underneath every foundation I've tried it with. This is the new Glow Recipe Strawberry BHA Pore Smooth Blur Drops. This is a serum primer hybrid. It's got a watery texture and absorbs into your skin so nicely like a lotion. It doesn't sit on top of your skin at all. You can't feel it. It's very lightweight. It's silicone free and it's designed to refine your pores over time while of course helping your makeup last longer and absorb shine and smooth your skin and give a soft focused finish. As a primer does, it's also supposed to be good for dry all the way to oily skin, and I have used it when I've had dry areas around the perimeter of my face, which is combination. I do have normal dry skin around the perimeter, but I get shine and oil breakthrough in my T-zone. It has helped beautifully in those areas. It doesn't mattify too much. You know how sometimes when you wear a mattifying primer under a foundation, the foundation kind of sticks to that primer and messes with the texture? This doesn't do that. It just gives a soft, natural matte finish under your foundation without making it look or feel dry, and it does help keep shine away during the day. And of course, it helps your pores look minimized and everything just looks smoother and better. It's vegan and cruelty-free. I actually bought this to test it as soon as it launched and then received it in PR a couple of days later. Normally, I would return one or give one to a friend. I'm keeping both because I know I'm going to use this up. Now, my one issue is the dispensing mechanism. So the bottle stands up on the lid. That's where the flat surface is. If you open the product like that, it will spill out. You have to turn the product up like this and then turn it over with your hand underneath to dispense it. But you can't set it down like this because it's curved on the bottom. I don't know why they didn't just put the flat side here so you could stand it up like a foundation bottle. There was a cleanser that had kind of a similar issue where the packaging was kind of constructed incorrectly for the type of product it was. I don't know what the deal is with their packaging lately, but the products inside have been great. I'll be doing an in-depth review on this next concealer in my upcoming concealer roundup as soon as I finish gathering all the data on the rest of the concealers I'm reviewing in that video. I do concealer and foundation roundups regularly and just did a concealer roundup recently. I'll have it linked up in the corner and down in my description box if you want to catch that after this video if you haven't seen it. I have both high-end and drugstore concealers in that video. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. This This is a new release from Physicians Formula, and I've been testing it out and have been really enjoying it. So I just wanted to go ahead and let you know that, since I'm not quite sure when that next concealer roundup will be, and I've been asked about this pretty frequently lately. The shade I have is light medium. It works really well for me. This is a very thin formula. Let me just turn my hand around. It's very liquidy. It blends out nice and easily. I like to blend it out with my fingers because it is such a thin formula. I would say you could get from light medium up to maybe just over medium, just under medium full coverage with it, depending on how you blend it out. If you use a sponge, a brush, or your fingers. Now, of course, they have the included sponge here. I haven't really used yet, but of course I will be testing that out before my full review. But so far with just my finger application, I've been enjoying it. I do crease under my lash line quite a bit, and I do have to set this. It's hydrating. It has a creamy finish to it. It doesn't look dry or unflattering as the day goes on. Now, this is called Butter Glow. Physicians Formula is known for their butter line with that butter scent. It does have that butter scent to it when you open it. I have sensitive eyes. It doesn't bother me at all, and I don't notice it after it's applied. I've been liking it so far. This is a nice release from the drugstore. I will continue to test it, so stay tuned for that, but I just wanted to give you my preliminary thoughts. Too Faced has expanded their lip injection line to include Lip Injection Extreme Lip Shapers. These are lip plumping lip pencils. I have two shades here. I have Post-Op Pink and Puffy Nude. Now, they designed the tip to be flat instead of pointed, which makes it a little bit difficult, especially for those of us who maybe aren't in our 20s anymore, to get a precise line. These also have a click up mechanism, which some people love, some people don't, but we're seeing more and more of it. If you click it up too far, there's nothing you can do. You're just stuck with it the way it is. Now, these do glide on very easily. They're very creamy and pretty opaque. So if you want to wear them alone, you can. You can layer them under lip products and they look really nice. I do think that they plump a fair amount, but they don't fill in all of my lip lines. Now, if you've tried any lip injection products from Too Faced, you're probably familiar with the stinging, burning, tingling sensation they give. Some people really like that. Some people find it very uncomfortable. I fall in the latter group. I love lip plumpers, but I don't really like ones that sting and burn, and these are in that camp. I find them uncomfortable, and that sensation lasts a long time. I also feel like when I wear lip products layered over them, which is how I wear them, that they start to feel kind of thick underneath, especially once that product starts to wear off. I don't know why that is. I mean, I guess they're adhering to my lips, but because the formula is a little bit thicker, I don't know. I just don't like the way they feel after a while, almost like they're starting to cake up. I love a lot of Too Faced products. I've talked about them over the years, but this one just did not work out for me. But the Lip Injection Extreme line for me overall has never really been comfortable, so it's kind of not a surprise. I'm very particular with products I put on my under eye area, whether they're makeup products or skincare products. I'm 47, I'm not getting any younger. That area is just more difficult to deal with. It's drier and has more texture. So I have actually 3 different eye creams, eye products that I've been playing around with over the past couple of months, I guess, that I'm ready to share. So the first is the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Eye Serum. That's actually a relatively new launch, I think, but I've been really enjoying it and I was pretty skeptical. So I was using, I want to say, the higher end version of this from their sister company, Neod. And when I ran out of that, I decided I was going to try this, not thinking I would like it nearly as much. I was actually a little worried this might be more drying, but I've been enjoying it both at night and under makeup. It's designed to target signs of aging, including reducing the appearance of crow's feet, puffiness, dark circles, and eye bags. I'm all about that. Obviously, I need more time to see those results, but my main concern was if it was going to be moisturizing enough, and I find just one little drop distributed between my 2 fingers and then applied, dabbed under my under eye area and kind of brought up a little bit. Does the job just fine. I wasn't sure if it would. The Ordinary has been very hit or miss for me. I'm very picky about products like this, and I've been liking this. On a similar yet different note, we have the Colleen Ross Illuminating Tinted Eye Cream. I've had several people ask me about this. I've been playing around with it for a little while now and really enjoying it. I thought at first it was going to do one thing well and not the other. Maybe it would hydrate really well or treat as an eye cream but not correct and brighten enough, or vice versa. But I find it's been doing both really well. Now, I prefer to use this during the day because I do prefer a little bit more hydration at night, but you know, if you're using a corrector or a brightener, you usually want this type of product during the day. I only need a teeny tiny amount dotted right where I have darkness. It works really well to brighten and correct. It's not the most opaque corrector in the world, but I feel like because it also has that brightening effect, it does the job really nicely. I've used it alone. I've used it under concealers and it's worked really nicely. Now, when I have worn it alone, I've found it doesn't tend to crease a lot under my lash line where I'm really prone to creasing, which is nice. It sets down pretty well. Now this, like the Ordinary product, is also designed to address signs of aging: dull, tired, dark under eyes, fine lines, dryness, and puffiness. It has hyaluronic acid, caffeine, pearlized pigments to brighten. Some people are going to like that, some people are not. If you look really closely, when I look in a magnifying mirror, I can see some of that pearlescence come through. Of course, if I'm wearing it as kind of a sheer corrector underneath concealer, I don't notice that. It does help with that radiant, brightened look if you've been looking for something to address tired, dull under eyes. It also has peach colored pigments to address blue undertones and to help create a more even appearance under the eye. This is another product that I wasn't expecting to like as much as I have been, and I do like that I can wear it on its own if I'm just wanting a little bit of extra brightness and I'm not wearing much makeup, or if I'm having, you know, just a low-key day. Colleen Ross is an underrated brand. She has some great skincare products. I'm currently testing out another product that I'm excited about. I think some of you will too, and this one is another hit for me. Next up, we have a new product from Nude Sticks. This is the Nude Screen Daily Mineral Veil with SPF 30. This is supposed to be a light, hydrating, oil-free SPF, and it's got various extracts in here that are supposed to provide antioxidant protection from pollutants and moisturize. It's 100% reef safe, 15% non-nano zinc oxide, and has no chemical sunscreen. So this is right up my alley because typically chemical sunscreens break me out or make my rosacea flare up. I was really excited to try this. I have the shade Nude, which is the second lightest shade, and can we just talk about this shade? I thought I didn't shake it enough. I thought I got the wrong shade. This is so dark. Now, I know I have other swatches on my hand, but I'm just gonna blend this out on my hand. Keep in mind that I did shake that up, and I'm gonna put a clip of this on my face too on the screen. But for a non-oily sunscreen, this is oily. I don't know where on earth they're getting that this is light and hydrating. This is one of the only face products, and as long as I can remember, that was an immediate scrubber for me. If I recall correctly, I applied this to half my face because I wanted to see how it affected the tint of my face. And did I even get to the other half of my face? I think I did, and I had to wash it off. I couldn't stand the way my face felt. I mean, look, it's just not even sinking in. And here's the thing. I didn't even go in with the adequate amount at that time to give me the full SPF 30 sunscreen protection. I went in more like it was a tinted moisturizer, like I was evening out my skin tone. I was gonna go in with that much and then add more, kind of layer it. Sometimes I do that with my sunscreens because they absorb better that way. I couldn't even do that. I can't imagine how greasy and heavy it would have looked and felt if I had gone in with the full amount you would need to get this sunscreen protection right here. I mean, everyone's different. This may work beautifully for some people. I had every intention of fully testing this out on multiple days. I couldn't even wear it 5 minutes without just washing it off. I mean, look at the difference in my hands. Just no. I share products of all price points here on my channel, drugstore, high-end, luxury, but even this took me a little bit off guard. I did not want to like this next under eye product because it's a little pricey. I got this as a sample in my Hourglass order. I almost didn't even try it, but then I thought, okay, let's give it a go, see what happens. So I'm just gonna say that if what I say about this appeals to you, maybe see if Hourglass has some kind of a first time buyer code on their website, or throw them in your Sephora Loves list for the upcoming VIB sale, because it's a little pricey. I mean, it's not like I've never liked pricey skincare before, but this one took me by surprise. So this is the Hourglass Equilibrium Intensive Hydrating Eye Balm. I'll put what it actually looks like here on the screen since this is the little trial size. This isn't just a regular intensive eye balm that you would throw on as a mask like Aquaphor or Vaseline, like an occlusive. There's more to it than that, and it also feels lighter while providing that kind of treatment. It's got a cell balancing complex to rebalance, restore, and renew the skin barrier. It's got a hydration barrier complex to support the skin barrier and smooth the look of texture. It's got cocoa seed extract to reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. Now, it claims to visibly plump and intensively moisturize your under eye area while protecting delicate skin to help give you a more youthful look. And it's supposed to help smooth fine lines, wrinkles, and puffiness. And this balm texture, I don't know if you can see that, but it's almost a moussey balm texture. It's a very lightweight balm. It's not heavy or sticky or goopy the way Aquaphor or Vaseline feels when you put it under your eyes. This was such a surprise product for me. This is a product for nighttime because it is intensive. I feel like I notice a difference in my eyes the next day after I use it. There's no scent to it. I think too, this is a sample product that you can pick from if you want to try it, if you are ordering something else from Hourglass's website. I mean, they sent a pretty decent amount in here. So that would be another option too. This is another product that I wasn't prepared to like, wasn't expecting to like, but it fills a gap, a hole that I didn't really know that I had. But like I said earlier, I'm not getting any younger and I need plumper, more hydrated under eyes. And this is kind of the mask that I've been using lately that really makes a difference. Speaking of foundation and concealer roundups, my new foundation roundup will be up in about a week where I review various new foundation releases. One of those is this new release from Say Beauty, so stay tuned for that. But what I want to talk about today is the brush that they launched with this new foundation. I've really been enjoying this brush. You don't need the Say foundation to use and like this brush. I feel like the girth of the handle makes it look like it's gonna be heavy, but it's actually very lightweight and easy to maneuver because of how it's designed. It's very soft and it's actually the perfect density for applying various types of foundations. And I'm hoping you can see, I have not washed this yet. I've used this several times and it looks like new. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing because you might not be able to see when you need to wash it. You might just need to make note. But I do love that it doesn't look or feel gunky at all. I'm so picky when it comes to foundation brushes because I'm normally a sponge girl. It takes a special brush for me to say, yes, this is a good one, and yes, this is a good one. And because it is so lightweight, it makes it perfect for travel too, between the weight and the compact size. There's, in my opinion, nothing not to like about this brush. The K-beauty brand Kaja has some really cute, kind of kitschy products, and I think a lot of people think it can't be good quality because it is kind of kitschy, kind of cute, but I've tried and loved quite a few products from Kaja, several here lately. However, this bouncy blendable highlighter is not one of those products. They sent me a bunch of products to test out and try, and this one just did not do it for me. So the shade I have is Toy Alien, and what I find is that after I apply it and blend it out, what I thought was going to be a dewy look just kind of disappears, and what I'm left with is this teeny tiny micro glitter and not really any highlight at all. I do love a dewy, natural looking highlighter, but that is not what this gives. I just find this to be kind of pointless. What you're seeing here is leftover sunscreen from Nude Sticks, so that was actually kind of pointless. I'm seeing a lot of that micro glitter on the back of my hand. I just really did not love this. I do have a lot more to try from Kaja, and I'll be reporting on that. This highlighter just didn't do it for me. I didn't didn't think I could possibly have any kind of gaps or holes in my blush collection because it's pretty extensive. I have a lot of both drugstore and high-end blushes. Blush is my weakness. If you are a subscriber of mine, you probably know that. But the blush I have on today is not like other blushes that I have. You may not be able to tell that because the lights may be washing it out, so I'll definitely swatch it for you. But it's more than the shade. It's the way it applies, the formula. There's also skincare ingredients in it. It's just a beautiful formula. This is the House Labs Color Fuse Talc-Free Blush with fermented arnica, and the shade that I have is Hibiscus Haze. This shade is different than other pink, peachy pink, hot pink, or coral blushes that I own. Now, I want to say there are 5 shades available, and they all look pretty saturated, but these are so buildable. You cannot mess this blush up. So I just want to swatch this for you so you can just get a better idea of this shade. I'm just going to add another quick layer to build it up a little bit. So fermented arnica is a potent antioxidant that has anti-inflammatory properties. These also have vitamin C and E to help protect from free radical damage that can contribute to aging faster. And they have Hydraberry for immediate and long-term hydration and for reinforcing the skin barrier. This is one of those blushes that performs. It applies beautifully. It just melts into the skin and just smooths and flatters and wears well all day. There's nothing not to like. It's a beautiful product and a beautiful blush, another beautiful blush to add to my collection. Another Physicians Formula product I tried out this month is the Butter Glow Liquid Bronzer. The shade that I have is bronze. Now this does have that Physicians Formula signature butter scent to it. And this is a kind of warm, bronzy color. And what I was hoping I would get from this is the effect I get when I blend my Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy drops into moisturizer or body lotion, since that's what you're supposed to do with De-Bronzy drops. They're concentrated, so you're supposed to mix them into foundations, moisturizers, serums, lotions. And since this has more of a lotiony texture, let me just drop it out. I thought this would give that to me. And at first I thought it did. I did have to work with it so that it wouldn't be patchy in spots, so it did take a little bit of blending. And I don't know if you can tell, but I do find this to have more of an orangey tone versus a bronze tone. And I don't really personally like that. If you already have warm tones in your skin, it tends to emphasize the warmth of the bronzer and appear more orange. I also find that the sheen, the shimmer in this, the glimmer can emphasize some texture that as we get older, maybe don't want emphasized. That is just what I personally found. Because the Drunk Elephant drops are so concentrated, I don't get that with those. So I thought where I might get more use out of this was on my body, on my legs. So I did that one night. I applied it as more of a bronzing lotion, let it set down. We were all good. And then I found out in a not so good way that it transfers pretty badly. It got on my clothes and on the seats of my car, which was not good. So this is a product I wanted to like, I tried to make it work, and it just didn't. Next up, we have a Perfume. This is a brand that I've been trying out. I actually have a sampler set from by Rosie Jane, and this is the full size of Dolce. Have you tried anything from this brand? Actually, what have you tried from this video? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section, whether you agree with me or not. I just seeing that dialogue. So this is a vanilla-based scent, and I wasn't really expecting to like it because a lot of times those can go kind of sickly sweet. I have gotten compliments on this every single time I've worn it. So this is described as a warm and sweet gourmand, and it says it's like sweet candy with a shot of whiskey on the side. Maybe that's what cuts it a little bit and keeps it from being so sweet. I don't know what it is, but I am really glad that I tried it and that I have the full size. It's not too sweet. It's actually probably close to, if not my perfect vanilla. And it does last a decent amount of time on me too, which is another issue too. I have with Perfume, so that was another pleasant surprise. I know I need no more perfumes in my life, but this was actually a hole that I had in my perfume wardrobe. I didn't have a good vanilla because I never could find one that I liked, and I found one. If you noticed my ring and caught a glimpse of my earrings throughout this video, they're part of Lavender Haze, Dean Davidson's new collection. They are perfect additions to some classic pieces that are always offered from Dean Davidson. You can save 25% site-wide at Dean Davidson. I always have that code for you down in my description box. And what perfect timing for Lavender Haze to come out with Taylor Swift touring. If you're a Swiftie or if you're familiar with her Midnights album that released recently, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I can't wait to go see her in concert in May with Brooke. And Dean Davidson just launched a smaller version of their signature ring, which I love. I'll have it linked down below too, along with the necklace I'm wearing that I've been loving. I've always been a sucker for circular pendants, and I'm excited to have one in this finish. I love that the chain is looped through the circle and it slides along the chain. It is so, so beautiful. I've been absolutely loving these. Always love sharing new and favorite jewelry with you, as well as TV shows like Daisy Jones and the Six. It's been all over everywhere. It was done by Reese Witherspoon, based off the book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I read and loved, so I was excited to see the series. It's about a band in the 70s that forms and tours and kind of collapses. What I loved about it was how real it felt when I was reading it. It almost read and watched like it could have been a real band. So if you heard the hype, I think it's worth the hype. I really enjoyed both the book and the series. Definitely a favorite for me in March. Thank you so much for watching, and a big extra special thank you to my Stephanie Marie Circle members for going above and beyond to help support my channel, and a big shout out to the premium members of SMC for going way above and beyond to give extra support to me and my channel. It's so appreciated. Love you guys so much. Hit the join button if you're interested in seeing more about the Stephanie Marie Circle or joining. Hit subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Stay tuned for new videos coming up, and check this video out to see even more products I love this month that I didn't include here. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.